My love was in ever again. I lay my cards out on the table. There's nothing to gamble away, but I can promise that you'll never be the same. But I can promise that you'll never be the same.
There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was the Billy O.T. The winds blew hard, her bow dipped down. Below me, bully boys blow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She'd not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Before the boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her. All hands to the side harpooned and fought her when she dived down low. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. No line was cut, no whale was freed. The captain's mind was not on greed, but he belonged to the whaleman's creed. She took that ship in tow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. For 40 days or even more, the line went slack, then tight once more. Our boats were lost, there were only 4, and still that whale did go. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. As far as I've heard, the fight's still on. The line's not cut and the whale's not gone. The wellerman makes his regular call to encourage the captain, crew and all. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the stream. Hello to those of you on YouTube watching this post-VOD on Twitch. Just know that every single one of you are awesome individuals. If you are one of those YouTube denzians, why don't you think about hitting that thumbs up or leaving a comment out? It really helps with us beating that dreaded algorithm. We are here this evening. We're going to be playing a new game. I think the game itself is new. Obviously, it's a new game on the channel. We're a variety stream. I mean, it's to be expected, really, isn't it? I probably should say it's just a new game for the channel. Stop saying that. It doesn't help anyone. Who does it help? Either way, we are playing a game called The Forgotten City. So, obviously, this British cultist is going to do what any British cultist does best. Find things for the Natural History Museum in London. I am evil. So yeah, I mean that's what we're going to be playing tonight. Obviously, we should be playing Astroneer, but Tati is doing some overtime, so we'll be playing this for the weekend, I do believe. Need to double check. I don't think there's going to be a Sunday afternoon stream from the group, so yeah, I think it'd just be me going through. So let's get on into it, as that is what you're here for. I have a feeling that the music is probably drowning me out. It's a little too loud, but okay. My proverbial bad. I also don't know whether this thing needs an update. It needed an update. Oh, I was realized that's just still sitting there waiting to install. God damn it, a 3 gig update. That's ridiculous. Why is my auto updates not working? More to the question. I'm back here. That's terrible. You got about 10 minutes. Let's put the music back on. I hope we're all doing well, though. We're all doing well on this fine Friday evening. Is the weekend. First week of May is down. My power has been stable throughout the day, so I'm hoping that we will not have a repeat of yesterday and everything just cutting out halfway through. If it does, I may not even just come back on. I came back yesterday because obviously they were waiting for me. This is the right thing to do. You know what you need to. Oh, dear me. It is ungodly warm here right now. I'd say right here, in my flat, I mean, Jesus Christ, actually, is that outside it is as well. It's 18 degrees outside, that's ridiculous. Like, and then my flat is like 5 or more degrees higher than outside. It's ridiculous. I just cannot explain it. So, yeah, that is... I overheat very quickly. It's not great. It's why I've not been wearing the cravats we started wearing. So, and I realize I still owe a Cultist stream. I might refund that and turn the Cultist stream off for a bit because I just can't do it, not in this heat. Not in this heat. Should probably do that now, actually, so it's not redeemed again. The Cultist stream and everything will come back. I just can't right now. So I need to come up with some other stuff as well. I mean, we got a new camera, so there's some things I want to play around with. I need to speak to a few others and see what we can do there. I've got 5 minutes. I now need to fill dead space for 5 minutes. Speaking of Dead Space, weren't they meant to be doing a remake of the Dead Space games? Hey, that's gonna be interesting. Is it Dead Space, or are they actually making a Dead Space 3? Oh wait, no, sorry, I mean a Dead Space 4. I shouldn't rip on the game. I never played 2 and 3. So, I played the first one, and misgivings on the eyeball thingies, but it was a fantastic game. I enjoyed it a lot. Space horror, isolationism. Yes, please sign me up for that. Obviously, with upgraded PC, I mentioned it yesterday. Possibility of VR, if funds allow. Probably not. But I now can play games like The Shore, which I have been wanting to play for a very long time. I just need to find time to fit that into the schedule now. So like I said, I've got a huge list of games there. On the other side I've got games. I literally just found another one, which is like a roguelite dungeon crawler cross Tetris game, which seems like it's going to be super interesting. So I want to play that. Yeah. The vampire games are coming. I saw stuff for the new Warhammer 40k XCOM style game. I forget what it is. Dread Sector? Dread Sector? What was it? Like, it's in, like, I think an open beta at the moment. Let's have a look. I think it's Chaos Gate Demon Hunters. I think it's Chaos Gate. And that looks... It looks good. Yeah, Chaos Gate Demon Hunters. I think it is like an XCOM style game. Yeah, turn-based strategy. So I gotta look into that and see if I can get a chance to play that, because I am a fan of the Warhammer series. One thing, if I could wrangle it and work out some way of doing it, would be doing starting up a Dread Ball kind of league tournament. I'm not sure whether it would be with other streamers or if it would be making like we done with the XCOM 2 run. I would make a team based on chat members, and I run a league that way. Be interesting to see. I need to think. I'd need to see if there was anyone else interested. I think a number of people might be interested in that. Like my mods may be interested. Wasn't there releasing a Blood Bowl 3? Yeah, Blood Bowl 3. Jesus. Blood Bowl 2 was 2015? I didn't realize it was that old. It's coming to Switch, PS4, Series X. Wait, it's not coming to PC? Interesting. I imagine it is. Why wouldn't it? No, it's not. Oh no, it is Microsoft Windows, right at the top there. That's cool. Yeah, that might be something interesting to do. The game has installed. The update is installed. We can now go over to this again. So you're not listening to me gasp back. I'm sorry, YouTube, for all of this delay. We'll see if we need to move things around. Oh, we'll find out. I mean, it's 20 minutes in nearly and not had gameplay yet. Alright. Music starting off strong. Please help us avoid spoilers. Please help us avoid spoilers. Dear content creators, as you discover, this game is full of intrigue and plot twists. Please give your audience a spoiler warning before sharing content from beyond the White hallway, so that interested players can fully enjoy the experience themselves if they wish to. Sincerely, modern storyteller team. I mean, is there a content creator setting? Turn off hints. That's fine. Yep. We'll do it large. I mean, sure, why not leave it at that? Should be fine. Sure, okay, I don't care about that. Alright, whoa. Spoiler warning to anyone watching this. Hello Pande, thank you very much for the lurk. I do appreciate it greatly. This game was developed by a core team of 3 people over 4 years. Your support allows us to continue what we're doing in love. We're grateful. This is a mystery adventure with multiple endings. It rewards thoughtful conversation and exploration, not brute force. Fate of the city is in your hands. So it's got multiple endings. Okay. Good to know.
Hey, you're alive. When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, a phone, maybe. I hope you don't mind. But all I found was some loose change. So, wanna tell me who you are?
Ah, okay. Well.
Well, it's nice to meet you. And I'm sorry to pry, but any idea why you were floating down the river? What's the last thing you remember?
Ah, okay. Ooh, okay. Archaeologist. Years of studying history gave you occasional insights into the ancient worlds. So I was searching for an ancient ruin. I was on a covert mission. You have a military-issued firearm, but only 10 bullets. You'll have to use them judiciously, since there's no way to get more. On the run from the law. Fugitive. Your time on the run from the authorities has made you quick on your feet. 25% faster when sprinting. What a game this is. Absolutely love this. Hey, Fish the Sophisticated Sexer, welcome, welcome. Yeah, I literally just started. I've got no idea what I'm in for. Multiple endings, intrigue, sign me up. I don't remember anything. Amnesiac. Your recent head trauma has increased your brain threshold, making 50% harder to take down. Interesting. How you doing, pal? So goddamn good. Hey, I'm doing good, thank you. I hope you're doing well. And that is good to hear. I'm going to start with the archaeologists, as we did say that we are on the hunt for things to put into the British Museum.
Oh, you're an archaeologist? Then you'll definitely want to hear this. I don't know if it's exactly what you're looking for, but there are some ruins just behind you. Roman, I think. I need you to go in there and see if you can find a guy named Al for me. He went in there a few hours ago.
Good to hear.
And he hasn't come out. I've been freaking out, wondering if he's trapped or injured Or worse. I would have gone in after him, but he made me promise to stay here, no matter what. There's no way I'm leaving without him, so I'm just kind of stuck here, waiting. What I mean is, I was hoping you wouldn't mind going in there to find him? If you can do that, I can get both of you back to civilization in my boat. Please?
Find Al. Got it, strange woman.
Oh, of course. Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy. I just... What do you want to know? Oh, there's not much to tell. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Know what I mean?
You can call him Al. Knee slapping funny, that.
Oh, I'd rather not say if it's all the same to you.
I'd really like to know, especially if I'm going to be helping.
All right, fine. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
All those Karen memes have really ruined that name.
Yeah, something like that. But right now, I have bigger problems, like finding Al. He's the guy who washed up on the riverbank not long before you did. I thought maybe you two knew each other. I guess not. But maybe the two of you can piece together what you're doing here. In any case, you'll like him, I'm sure. Once you find him, that is. You really don't remember? We're in Italy. This river is the Tiber. Not much, really.
Yeah, what do we know about the ruins?
But imagine what you might find in there. Priceless ancient artifacts. Al...
I think she's got a thing for Al.
What am I, an idiot? You could hike a long, long way in any direction and never find another soul. Trust me.
Whoop.
Great. So you're ready to go look for Al? Thank you. The
I have a
entrance is
thing.
just
I
past
have a
this
thing for Al at this point.
Please, hurry. Oh, and he left this here. But I think you'll need it more than I will.
Heavy duty, battery powered flashlight. Okay. Yeesh. When you find Al, you better give him a rogering. Whack him over the head. Here we have sprint. You can just push the right direction button. Al's note.
If you're reading this, it means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient Roman city hidden deep underground. Its existence is long forgotten, all knowledge of it lost, except in the Latin inscription here.
You're back.
Reads,
No worries, Vish.
"You who wish to enter the city, step forth and be judged. The virtuous shall be rewarded with eternal life in paradise. The wicked shall find themselves showered in gold, but in vain, for this shall be their final resting place. Could an underground city have remained a secret for all this time? Could people have survived down there, against the odds? It seems there's only one way to find out. If I'm not back in an hour, I'm somewhere on the other side. Consider this an invitation, or a warning. Al Worth.
Backpack full of worn hiking clothes, empty food packets, and nothing valuable. But still, it's strange that Al left it behind. Alright, so just plunge down into the depths. Alright, so that's crouch. Left thumbstick. Search Twitch to see if anyone else is playing this game. It's pretty cool, have fun. Hey, thank you very much. I'm sure I will. Just starting, so I've got no idea. Am I? Well, I'm Keronzi. Lots of golden statues. Thank you for stopping on by, I do appreciate it. Oculus Insights. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. Alright. Roman gladiator mid-stride. What could have made a gladiator flee? A young Roman woman. It looks like she was begging for her life. Whoops! I didn't mean to knock you over there. I'm terribly sorry. Did your head just change direction? They are. Oh, no, this. This is weeping angel shit. A Roman military commander attempted to scramble away from something. Legionary. A state of terror. I saw you move. I saw you move. Game, you have my attention. Roman woman who appears to be praying for help that never came. A golden statue of an old man wearing modern clothes. This must be Al. How is this possible?
To whoever reads this, I'm sorry you had to find me like this. Worse, you'll suffer the same fate I did. I've spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back. In here, there are only two options. Death, or that godforsaken doorway into the past. I made the mistake of stepping through it. I wanted to set things right. And I tried. I really tried. Whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. Don't make the same mistake. Better to end it all now. And find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
Portals? I love portals! Let's go! Eldritch gods. Thinking with portals, with killer science robots. Who doesn't love portals? A young Roman woman in a state of panic. Yeah, I can hear you. Show yourself, evil spirit voice. The Roman man on his knees is begging his gods for mercy. Yeah. Oh. We activated the Stargate. See if object markers. Okay. A Roman relief depicting a great circular portal with two women. I wonder who they could be. Figure out how to return to original time.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina? Yeah, you know, agricultural goddess of springtime? You're not from around here, are you? Oh, I see what you did there. Changing the subject like that. Nice try. But I'll ask again. Who are you? And what were you doing in the shrine?
Sure.
No idea what you're talking about. Oh, wait. Are you a bit, you know, not right in the head? That's all right, friend. Everyone's welcome here.
Thanks, I guess.
But listen, most folks seem a bit confused when they get here, but you You seem very lost, and in more ways than one. So let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine. Not laws, law. There's just one, the golden rule, and the punishment for breaking it's, well, it's kind of horrific. But our magistrate insists we take all newcomers to see him, so I guess I'll let him fill you in. So then, you coming?
Alright, lead the way.
When I first arrived, I couldn't believe there were people living down here. But, as you can see, we've got a nice little community now. Only 23 of us at the moment, if you count the 3 who are missing. No idea how, since nobody knows a way out. But it's just big and dark enough to get lost in, if you're not careful.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your handsome new friend, Galerius?
Keep it in your loincloth, Aurelia. I'm taking him to see the magistrate.
That pompous old bore won't be magistrate for much longer. Anyone who helps vote him out today drinks at my bar for free tonight.
Politics. I'd stay clear of it and her, if I were you. She's, it's not my place to say. Down on your right is our farm, where I grow all the food you'll ever want. As long as all you want is leek, cabbage, and wheat. Huh. That one usually gets a chuckle.
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone.
Ah, don't mind Livia. She means well. She's just been in a bad place since... Well, you know, I don't know what happened to her. Up here on your right is the chasm. If you've got a weapon, it belongs way down at the bottom. Up on your left is the forum, where you can visit the market or get yourself patched up in Lucretia's clinic in the Shrine of Apollo. Most of us have almost nothing, just what we had on us when we arrived, and what we've been able to make and scrounge up since. And this central plateau is where the magistrate and the other patricians live, so don't expect a warm welcome.
Hilarious. You're meant to be working the farm, not trudging dirt into the villas.
Take it easy, Horatius. I was just taking our new friend here to see the magistrate.
Well, he's asked me to escort the newcomer personally. The farm. Go. Now.
You'd better go with him. But just remember, they're not like you and me. Don't let them use you.
What was that? What did you just say?
I said it'll take some getting used to.
Yeah, I'm watching you, farm boy. Greetings, citizen. My name's Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally. Follow me, please.
Sure.
I expect the magistrate wants to brief you about the golden rule.
Well, how did the magistrate even know we arrived here?
He's busy preparing for the election later today. Follow me. The only thing you really need to understand right now is the golden rule. Let me see if I can explain it this way. When I was serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge wouldn't waste time finding the bad apples among hundreds. They just divided us into groups of 10, made us draw straws, and whoever drew the short straw had to be executed by the other 9. Didn't matter whether he'd done anything wrong. One of us in 10 would die for the crimes of the collective. We call it decimation. If that seems like rough justice to you, you're in for a rude shock. Because the golden rule is exactly 10 times worse. The magistrate can explain the rest. Who's up these stairs?
Okay.
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name? A curious name to match a curious accent. But I digress. I see you have the piercing and astute eyes of a man of great learning. We're always happy to welcome another scholar to our little community. Equitia will be delighted to meet you, I'm sure. Now, you're probably wondering why I summoned you, and I'll get to that. But first, take a look at this wondrous place, would you? A secret city built deep in the mountains many hundreds of years ago.
It's beautiful.
More importantly, consider the miraculous community we've built here over the last 7 months. 22 complete strangers brought together by the fates, living and working together in our own little paradise. And in all that time, not a single sin has been committed. No fights, no theft, nothing. Have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary as a city without sin?
Can't say that I have.
Nor could I, until I came here. But the reason for this miracle is as simple as it is terrifying. If even one person commits a sin here, every last one of us will die. You see, the builders of this place, whoever they were, left inscriptions warning, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." From what we can gather, breaking the law here will anger the gods and provoke a terrible punishment. Like the curses of Medusa and Midas combined, turning us all to gold. We've come to call it the Golden Rule. It's extraordinary that we've survived as long as we have, and each day I grow more and more afraid that our time in the sun is almost up. And now it seems that day is finally here. All that matters is that somebody in this city is about to break the Golden Rule. Why else would Proserpina send you now? Unless you and I can stop them, our doom is assured. I know that's a lot to take in, and you look like you have questions. Please, ask away.
Alright. These questions will be available later, okay.
An intelligent question. There was a good deal of debate about that in our first weeks here. Does it refer to crimes, or to some other ill-defined wrong? Of course, everyone agrees on the basics. No theft, no assault, and certainly no murder. But beyond that, it was more difficult to reach a consensus. What about lying, insulting someone, blasphemy, trespass, trying to escape, bribery, infidelity, suicide? As magistrate, I had to exercise leadership, and so I made a decision. We must uphold the laws of the Empire to a standard never before seen. And we must honor the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome.
Interesting.
It is only by offering the gods the proper respect that we may prosper, as Rome has for centuries.
Ooh, that's interesting. So, I mean... the whole no trying to escape being a rule is an interesting one.
Barbaric? Barbaric? What are you talking about? The Empire is the most civilizing force in the known world. Rome is a beacon of light in the darkness. For 800 years she has borne great statesmen, philosophers, poets, artists, and engineers. We have comprehensive laws protecting the rights of our citizens, which have unified countless warring tribes all across the Mediterranean and beyond, from Gallia to Judea. All our citizens are treated the same, regardless of the color of their skin or their sexual preference. Can you say the same? When our people are starving,
That's
they are
fair.
given food rations, and when they are wronged, they have the right to bring the guilty party before the magistrate. Our laws forbid treason, murder, assault, and rape, as well as theft and arson, and so on. No other civilization in the world is so advanced, and you have the hubris to call us barbaric?
Interesting. So yeah, my mistake. I can retract on that, or I can push further. Laws out for slavery, blood sports for entertainment. I mean, fine. Not great, but women have far fewer rights than men. And persecute Christians. I'll let that one slide. the Roman Empire will eventually become the Holy Roman Empire. So I mean, Christians get fair turnabout. Let's go with this one.
Of course, but with fewer rights come fewer responsibilities.
Ah.
And the right to be protected by their fathers and husbands.
I might push all of them, so let's try this one.
Of course. What else would we do with those prisoners of war who would otherwise have been executed? And besides, there are laws for their protection as well.
Hmm?
On occasion, but our gladiators are almost all volunteers seeking glory, or condemned prisoners who would have been executed anyway. I do not see the harm.
Okay, I can agree with that one. So what do you say with this one?
You mean the blasphemous cult responsible for burning down half of Rome last year? It's hard to blame the people for being angry about that.
Blasphemous cult. Yeah, sure. Okay, well, I'll give you that one.
Are you talking about our practice of decimation? Of course. We could hardly unite all these warring tribes without a disciplined, formidable legion.
I think it's better that I don't let on too much. My
I
mistake.
have made my pronouncement on the subject. Unfortunately, there are still those here who resist, whispering blasphemous and treasonous lies in the shadows. I would be keeping a close eye on them if I were you. You see, in my search for a way to save my people, I learned of an ancient ritual to Proserpina, the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. It's said to open a doorway in time, so that if the unthinkable happens, one person can pass through it and travel back to the past. And when I saw you arrive in a flash of light from the goddess's shrine, I knew that person was you. You don't belong in our time, do you?
You're right. I'm from 2,000 years in the future.
2,000 years? That is unfathomable. Please tell me, in your time, what did you see? What had become of us? Of this city? I have imagined it, our downfall, 1,000 times. But it still breaks my heart to hear the truth of it.
There's no reason to lie. So if we
An intelligent question.
can I?
There was a good deal of debate about that. Of
Okay, I
course,
can skip through these lines.
And it is barbaric. Rome, we all are when our Lord Noah. Well, right now, you're a long, long way from home. I have made my pronouncement.
Okay, he's fair. I have to live by their laws, or I'll be caught in their same.
Blasphemous and treasonous lies in the shadows.
I'll be caught as the same fate as Al.
Close eye on them, if I were you. All I can tell you is that it's a ritual sacrifice to Proserpina. I stumbled across instructions. I have to recite a prayer, and of course, as with all rituals, some sacrifice is involved. Usually that means wine or food, or in some cases a live animal. In this case, the sacrifice is rather more costly. The life of the person performing the ritual. I don't suppose you saw any sign of me in the future?
Let's see human remains in the temple.
I assume that was me. If I'm forced to perform the ritual, it's going to cost me everything. You'll try to make sure I don't need to use it, won't you?
Oh, so we've gone back further in time before he even performed the ritual.
Well, I suppose that's all I can ask for. Well, I believe you're in the best position to go around asking people questions. You're new here, and it'll seem perfectly normal. As for me, well, it pains me to say my attempts to impose order have not earned me many friends. I fear I may not even remain magistrate after today's election. The people here would only treat my curiosity with suspicion. You shouldn't have that problem, though, unless, of course, you get off on the wrong foot.
Fair.
Do you ever stare at a problem for so long that you can't see it for what it is anymore? What's needed here is a fresh pair of eyes. The less I prejudice the independence of your investigation, the better.
That is... That's interesting. Is that remaining impartial?
Me? Why would you suspect me? I've just told you, I'm about to sacrifice my own life to ensure these people have a second chance. What reason could you possibly have to suspect me, of all people?
That's fair.
I'm glad you think so. Without trust, without each other, we won't be able to prevent what is about to happen.
What's a man?
Well, all right. There are those who wish to vote me out of office so that they can pursue their own misguided political agenda. Frankly, their selfishness and recklessness risk destabilizing the entire city. I would be looking very carefully at them if I were you. If I understand Proserpina's ritual correctly, that problem should take care of itself. Let me see if I can explain. If you manage to prevent the sin that breaks the Golden Rule, I won't need to bring you here. I won't create the portal, and you will never have been able to come here. Thus, you'll have created a paradox. If this occurs, you should be flung back to your own time, having changed the past for all of us. Make sense?
Yes. Of course that makes sense. It's like it's paradoxical. I can't be here if you never created the ritual for me to be here in the first place.
Good. So, are you with me? Can I count on you to figure out who's about to break the Golden Rule?
Yeah, I'm in.
Wonderful. Now, I need you to investigate the city, talk to everyone, help them if it'll win their trust. I authorize you to enter private homes and inspect possessions and documents, unless, of course, you're asked to leave. Figure out who the culprit
Maybe
is,
it's all a trick and really Al is still alive and he's gonna diddle me. Maybe.
Oh, and one last thing. If I were you, I'd start my investigation by visiting Lucretia at the Shrine of Apollo in the Forum. I heard wailing from there not long ago. Seems like something's not right.
This will prioritize the new quest, showing its objective marker only. Okay. Sure, I'll get right on it. Also, put you on some mad LSD to your trip. You're out and you don't realise that he's really doing a cavity search. Maybe. I'm just gonna go through and then I'll check. Stoner expresses gratitude to Centilius for adopting her. Centilia to Centius. May Jupiter Optimus Maximus continue to protect and guide you. Thank you for making me your daughter and for the loving birthday present, the pendant. I promise we'll wear it always. I feel so safe and fortunate to have you as my father and Sentia as my sister. I sense you've been feeling apprehensive about the election next month. But if you can just show them the strong and dependable man I know you to be, you'll be re-elected, I'm sure of it. I'm not gonna rummage through his things, because you know, theft.
Are they?
What? No. You were what? What? Who? What? You were just up on the. Okay. Interesting. First thing I did was rummage through his things. Yeah, right. You keep grumbling there, mate.
Keep an eye out for Centilla, would you?
Keeping an eye on things, Horatius?
As always, Priestess.
Any news about Centilla, Navia, or Kabash?
No sign of any of them, I'm afraid. But we do have a newcomer. Strangely dressed fella. Funny accent, too.
A traveler from a faraway land, then?
Seems that way.
Then let's make sure he feels welcome, shall we?
Of course, Priestess.
Interesting.
Give me a moment. Sorry I'm such a mess. I just lost a patient and a dear friend. Yulia. She was a good woman.
I have a question about Lucretia, though. Okay.
No, now's fine. I can't afford to wallow here. And I need the distraction. What's on your mind?
Okay. Why is a West Indian sounding lady a healer in Rome? That's a good question. Hello, Gray. You had the unfortunate timing of me reading chat. Well, I mean, they did... The Roman Empire did spread far and wide. They may have, like, spread that far, taken prisoners of war, stuff like that. He did mention that, and, like, it's sounding like a lot of people just wander in to this location. Those Twitter beeps were you. I did see the notification come up, yes. How are we doing today, Gray? I hope we're doing well. Okay, so what happened?
She was poisoned. She came in here frothing at the mouth. Normally I'd treat her with resin of silphium, a rare plant which is perfect for this sort of thing. And I knew Decius had some at his market stall, right around the corner. So I ran over there, but he just looks at me with this evil smile and says, "That'll be 1,000 denarii." There was no way I could afford that, and he knew it. Then that toad shrugs and says, "Supply and demand. I guess you don't value your friend's life that highly." Anyway,
okay, not a mystery.
Pay a thug to steal it from his stall, but there's no way I can do that down here with the golden rule. So all I could do is come back here and just watch her die. I kept on apologizing. And now I'll never know who poisoned her, or how they managed to do it without breaking the golden rule, or why she cursed that snake's cruel black eyes with her dying breath. Well, unless you have the power to bring someone back from the dead, there's really just one thing you can do. Get me that silphium resin. I'm going to have another patient in here soon. Could be in the next day or in the next hour. And I will not allow this to happen again. I don't care how you get it, but you have to make it happen. Because if I lose another patient this way, I swear to the gods below, not even the golden rule will stop me from marching up to that Genetricum Fututor and scratching his eyes out.
You're back again, gonna grab food, and no worries, Vish.
I'm Lucretia, and I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not a physician. This is Nevia's clinic. I've just been filling in ever since she disappeared. I'm tired and out of my depth.
The next day, the next hour, the next minute, the next second. Hello, hello, Hasgam.
Take this on myself, then let one
How
of
are we
you
doing,
mess it up.
Jake?
My husband and I moved to Rome from Caesarea. He embraced the Roman way more than I would have liked, and turned into an awful philanderer. I would have divorced him and demanded the return of my dowry, but I knew he would sooner have me killed than give me my right. So I waited for the right time to take what was mine and disappear. And then the fires came. As he prepared to evacuate our villa, I gathered our most precious belongings, coins and gemstones, and the moment his back was turned, I ran.
Nope, Frank.
I could
Oh,
barely
okay.
see for
Not
the
bad.
smoke, and the streets were full of people trampling each other. I ran for the river, like everyone else, and leapt in. The next thing I remember, I was waking up on a riverbank.
How are we doing,
not
though?
far from here. It's all right. Say what you will about this place. At least my fornicating husband will never find me. And while there's no shortage of snakes here, at least with the golden rule, they have to try to be discreet about it. Oh, this shrine was in use as a clinic long before any of us arrived here.
Hey, it's Jake. Yeah, how's it going, man?
In the temple of the god of disease. But the god who inflicts a curse is also the only god who can undo it. So I suppose praying to Apollo for healing kind of makes sense.
Don't know any Franks? I'm sure that that can be corrected. Other than the old French currency. Fair.
Well, she used to run the clinic. She was a midwife, not a physician, but she was the closest thing we had down here. And she was good, too. Until she suddenly lost all interest in us. One day she told me she'd made some profound discovery about the golden statues. This changes everything, she kept saying. But I had no idea what she was talking about. The last time I saw her, the last time any of us saw her, she was muttering to the statues, like she could talk to them. And then she shut herself in the palace, barred the door from the inside, and nobody's seen her since. She's been gone so long now, we figure she's either dead or up to something so strange that she doesn't want anyone else to know about it. But I really wish I could reach her, because that's the only hope I have of solving a troubling problem, a real thorn in the paw situation. One of my patients is suffering from terrible rheumatism. His joints are inflamed and he's in constant pain.
Been a long day? That sucks.
I really shouldn't say. He wouldn't like it. And he's a little bit scary. He's become so irritable that the smallest things set him off. And I worry he'll end up losing his temper and lashing out. And you know what that means. I just know Nevia would know how to treat him, assuming she's still alive. But nobody seems to know how to get into the palace. Thanks, I suppose.
Okay.
I wish. Some people here need proper medical care, not the half-baked, hanging by a thread excuse for treatment I'm giving them. Just don't get sick or injured here. I'll do my best to treat you, but I'm out of my depth and dangerously short on everything you can imagine.
Isn't that always the way? Okay.
A city without sin might sound good on paper, but whoever dreamt it up didn't think it through. Maybe it was an attempt to create some kind of utopia. But snakes like Decius will always find loopholes to exploit. And what can we do about it? Absolutely nothing. In some ways, we are worse off because we can't take the law into our own hands. Oh no. Sorry, I don't mean to worry you, but no, that is definitely not normal. There was one other person who claimed she could hear the statues talking to her. But that was Nevia, and she went a little mad.
Tell me more about her.
Well, she used to run the clinic.
Okay, that's the...
She was a midwife until she suddenly lost all interest. This changed the last, and then she's been gone. But I read one of my patients. He's become so irritable that the smallest things, I just know.
See what I can do.
Thanks, I suppose. Sure. What do you want to know? Do you really want to know? I mean, if somebody poisoned her, then surely they would have broken the golden rule, and so maybe it's best we don't discuss it.
Sorry, got a call and had to save a snake. Oh no, what happened to the snake, Grey? And are we still good for PvZ this week? Did we say Thursday? We did say Thursday. I sent you a message the other day asking us which version we're playing, because there's three. There's Garden Warfare 2, and like Neighborville or something like that. Battle for Neighborville, I think it is. Yeah, Battle for Neighborville. Gremlin caught him. Oh no! Oh, Gremlin's doing something. Being the hunter. Big hunter. But, yeah, probably shouldn't be hunting snakes. Regular going raw, and so maybe it's best we don't discuss it. Okay.
Hemlock, I believe.
Alright, so, yeah, Hemlock would poison her. Yeah, that version. What would you recommend? Possibly Garden Warfare 2? Though maybe the Battle for Neighborville, I'm not sure. All of them are on the EA pass, so if you've got like if everyone has Game Pass Ultimate, they'll have access to it. So
I haven't seen her in months. She's not allowed to leave Malleolus' villa, and they are quite secretive.
okay. Interesting. He's fine. I checked him over, no bleeding, gave him pat, and put him in some sticks. Yeah, that's good.
Gladly.
Oh, we could be going now.
Well, come back if you get sick or injured. Day or night, I'll do what I can.
Oh, we install it ahead of time. Yeah. Oh, careful! Don't really want to knock over the golden statues.
Keep you safe.
Warfare 2? Yeah, we can do Warfare 2. That's good with me. Oh, there's a jump. Okay. Alright, so we need to create a time paradox. Oh, okay, so we could tell him that the creature would swore she'd killed us if he continued to withhold life-saving medicine, yeah. Now you have 5 Twitter pics. I will check them soon enough. Okay, cool. I will inform the minions. Indeed. Alright, so. We could try and persuade Decius. Find a way into the palace. Alright, so yeah, we would need to get into the palace for this one.
Salve. Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little slice of the Empire. I'm Decius. Terrible shame what happened to Yulia, but we just have to carry on, don't we? Certainly. All I ask is a reasonable price of 1,000 denarii. Oh, it's perfectly legal. Simply a question of supply and demand, I'm afraid. Take it or leave it. That's hardly my concern. But if you get a job, work hard and save your coins, you should be able to afford it within, say, 5 years?
5 years? Jesus Christ. Hey, is there a player limit on Plants vs. Zombies? So, no, like, there shouldn't be. I know that you can, like, at least in Plants vs. Zombies 2, you have, like, an overworld that you can play in. And I believe that is, like, up to 8 players. Let me just check. Garden Warfare 2. I can't remember, like, what the max size is for online multiplayer. But I know that, like, in the overworld, you can have 4 people on the plant side, 4 people on the zombie side, and you can play against each other that way. The PvE mode is 4-player, but I'm fairly certain the PvP modes are higher. Just looking. There's 24 online and up to 4-player online co-op. So you can get a lot of people in for the multiplayer in like PvP, but yeah, PvE is 4-player. It might, like, the more recent one might have more players. I think we'll only have 4, including you anyway. Ah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, we could do like the PvE then as well, if that's what people want to do, or we could jump into the PvP. I'm fine with either. How would we just say it?
Well, if you did that, you'd break the golden rule, and we'd share the same fate as the last lot who lived here. Is that what you want?
I think we will do PvE until we get used to it. Yeah, that's fair.
We agree on something. Now, do you want to make a purchase?
I'm not gonna
Very
make it.
well. Perhaps I can interest you in something within your budget? You mean, how did I end up here? That is a lengthy tale.
Sure, let's hear it.
Alright. Well, you see, I'm in the business of procuring rare and precious objects liberated from the enemies of Rome. Mostly sculptures, vases, the occasional slave. Fetch a magnificent price in Roman high society. Had myself a nice little shop in Rome, just off the Forum. Lots of foot traffic and close to the dock.
One expert, you, and 3 idiots. I haven't played the game in years, mate.
About 7 months ago, half of Rome caught on fire. Everyone who couldn't get to an outer gate was running for the river, open to escape by barge. So I gathered my coins and some priceless vases into a cart and had my most loyal slave girl, pretty young thing named Acantha, push it for me. All the way down to the river, I'm elbowing through a stampede of people, turning back now and then to make sure she hasn't legged it with my valuables. But, to my surprise, we make it, and I see this barge loading up, and it's so full it's almost sinking. But the captain's happy to take my coin, so I start boarding, and then he puts his hand on my chest and he says, "No, too heavy. The cart or the girl." So I did what anyone would have done.
We chose the cart, didn't
Of
we?
course I chose the cart. I mean, I can always buy a new slave girl if I still have my money. So I put my hand on the cart, and I guess she realised what was happening because those pretty black eyes of hers go all wide. And in one swift motion, she topples the whole bloody thing into the Tiber.
I think I see where this is going.
Naturally, I dived in after it, hoping to salvage my fortune. Only, I guess I must have hit my head or something, because everything went black. When I came to, I'd washed up on the riverbank, not far from here, with nothing in the world but a single silver coin.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, sure, I'd lost a few thousand denarii, but I've already made it back, and this place is a veritable treasure trove. Look around you. There must be more gold in here than in the treasury of Rome. If I can just figure out how to get it out of here.
Oh, he... Ooh. You're a sneaky one, aren't you?
I'm afraid not. If you're desperate, I did hear that Aurelia down at the tavern claims to know of a way out, but I'm not sure I trust her. Some people here are a little shady for my liking.
Really, I hadn't noticed. So far, you are the most shadiest motherfucker I've seen.
Oh yeah, gotta watch out. Old Decius has got your back though.
I believe you.
Terrible for inflation is what it is. There's so much gold just lying around, it's practically worthless. At least down here. Of course, I have an idea for generating real wealth, but what I need is a bow. Just a simple composite bow. I've scoured this city from top to bottom with no luck. But if you happen to find one, bring it to me and we'll talk. Oh, well, technically yes, but that just means you'll need to be a little discreet. No need to decide on anything yet. Just sleep on it, yeah? Malleolus. I mean, Sentius couldn't even keep his daughter safe. What hope does he have of protecting us? Not going to happen. Very well. Another time.
Interesting. Oh, it's literally right there. I could just, like, pilfer it. I'm 4 idiots. A note from Dooley protesting his innocence. I did not do it.
Weapons pen, so it wouldn't be an issue.
That's why I've got to get in first before someone else beats me to it.
Idiot. Around here. Hello.
Help! You have to do something. A man arrived in the baths. Real nasty sort, with his face all covered up. And he's got a weapon. You have to do something, or he's gonna break the golden rule.
Think you're sick from last night. Oh no, Grey, what happened?
Fabia, but now's not the time. Are you going to help or not? None of us do. The magistrate made us throw them all into the chasm. So now this man's bow is the only one in the city. You'll just have to improvise.
Yeah.
Are you daft or just callous? If you don't stop him, we're all going to die.
Just callous, good luck.
Thank you. He's still in there, somewhere. I have to hide. Find me in this empty shrine when it's over.
You look a little crazed, okay. I spent 3 hours in the rain trying to catch stray mama kitty. Oh no.
It's collapsing.
Fabia, no! Oh God, she's dead. Did anyone see that? The whole shrine just collapsed on her.
Whoops.
Oh, Fabia, why did you have to go in there? Poor sweet girl. I can't believe she is dead. Fabia, I mean. She walked into that empty shrine, and the next moment
She
was
just
right
died. She
there
did.
under a pile of rubble. The gods are cruel and unjust. She was like a daughter to me. I'm sorry, friend. It's not right for me to lay my burden upon you.
Oh no. Whoops. I guess this is the bathhouse? Painted Greek vase depicting some kind of battle. Oh, we still got our torch. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Archaeologists? Discover what lies beneath the city.
Ah, a visitor. Welcome, welcome. May I ask your name?
Sure, I'm Keronzi.
It's a sincere pleasure to meet you. Tell me, what brings you all the way down here? Perhaps the fates brought you here to learn the secrets of this place. I will tell you everything I know, but first, a request. I've been living down here alone for many years, with nobody to talk to but myself. The one thing I long for above all else before I die is a good philosophical argument with somebody astute. I'm hoping that person is you. Let us find out with this simple question. Have you deduced the name of the god responsible for the Golden Rule?
Not yet.
You have much to learn. It's best if you figure it out on your own. Come back once you've made progress.
Okay. This must be the way out then. We can't get out unless we go past him. Okay, good to know. Can we see him from here? We could. Okay, so before we there is auto saves and everything. Okay, could go back and save that poor girl, but no. Before we continue our investigation into the city, I would like to go and get myself a drink. I think we're already in the middle of ads, are we not? No, but I think ads have literally just been running, so I'm not going to run any ads from our hashtag not sponsors. But it gives you all a chance to get up, stretch your legs, go grab a drink, buy a break, all of that fun stuff. And I will be right back in a few minutes. And I return to you, chats. Alright, let's keep on going, shall we? We can enter photo mode. Interesting.
Stop right there. I'm looking for Tiberius Quinctius Crispus, otherwise known as Quinctius. Do you know where he is?
I don't know what Quincius.
I'm not sure I believe that, so allow me to explain something to you. I am here with orders from Emperor Nero himself to find and execute the cultist Quinctius for terrible crimes against the Empire. So, if you tell me the truth, I will allow you to live. But if you lie to me or otherwise obstruct the Emperor's business in any way, I will put this arrow through your chest. Is that understood?
I swear I wasn't lying.
You are not off to a good start. When I ask you a question, I expect an answer. Is that understood?
Got it.
Thank you. Now tell me, who are you people, and what is this place?
Yeah,
A small community. I was told Quinctius was a cultist, but I never thought he'd be foolish enough to lead me right to the heart of his mystery cult.
Oh, it's a mystery
Don't
cult.
play coy with me. I don't care if you're worshipping Bacchus, Magna Mater, or Christ. You lot are all the same to me. Always sneaking off to your secret sanctuaries, indoctrinating each other with your little mantras. The Emperor may have tolerated your activities up until now, but after what Quinctius did, those days are numbered. You say that, but if you're not a cult, then why go to such great lengths to keep this place a secret?
I'm still looking for a
So
way out.
you admit you're not allowed to leave?
It's not that we're not allowed, we physically can't. There's no way out. I think I need catching up on this game. What's it about? You wind up on you wash up on the shore in the present day. You're told, hey, go find this guy called Al for me. He's missing in those ruins behind you. And you go through a portal, and suddenly we're back in ancient Rome. And you're now to find out who's going to break this golden rule that if any kind of crime is committed because of the greed of one person or the folly of one person, everyone dies. And we have to solve who does it so that it doesn't happen. So we create a time paradox so we can go back to the future.
Threatening me is not going to help you, but in any case, that sounds an awful lot like a cult to me. And I saw the inscription saying, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." I take it this is some kind of mantra you all believe? A distinction without a difference. You've clearly been indoctrinated into this nonsense. Now tell me, where did you lot get enough gold to make all these statues? You lot are practicing human sacrifice too. You people disgust me. Of course you'd say that, but that's what your kind do, isn't it? Our God told us to do it. It's all clear to me now. The secret sanctuary, the indoctrination, the mantra, the human sacrifice. You're cultists. There's no doubt in my mind. What baffles me is how a person can believe in something with such zeal. They just can't see what they've become. However, you still have a chance to redeem yourself by telling me where Quinctius is. Do not waste it. Very well. Here's what I know. He's a 40 to 50-year-old man with distinctive eyes, one green and one blue. He's also known to have delusions of grandeur. The Emperor says he and his cult, your cult, are responsible for starting the fire which burnt half of Rome to the ground and killed thousands in the process.
Ooh. So... Oh, clear as mud then. Yes. So, at the start, you got to pick a class that you were. I picked the Archaeologist. Purely because of the title, and I'm saying that I was finding items for the British Museum, so Archaeologist was a clear choice. That's an interesting choice. I'm probably about to anger this assassin and get myself killed.
Who are you to challenge what the Emperor says? Were you there? Do you have spies and scouts all over Rome like he does? No, you do not. This is your last chance. Are you going to tell me where he is or not?
No, I have no idea who he is or where he is.
Then you're of no use to me. Do you have any last words?
Jesus Christ, you're an idiot.
And there's a simple explanation for that. I lied. But if you want to know the truth before you die, here it is. Once I'm done with you and Quintius, I intend to kill every last one of you wretched degenerates.
Bastard of a man!
And I can think of nothing I'd enjoy more.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Oh, God. Oh, they're coming alive! Oh, I killed myself. Shit. We failed! Can't believe an assassin lied, that's fair. Oh shit, this is the first time you've had this. It is the first time I've had this. Spring the Golden Wall isn't the end. It's possible to survive if you follow the magistrate. Oh. Can't do anything down there, so there's no point going down there. I'm gonna see if... I probably can't change the outcome here, but... Find the bloody assassin, here we go.
Stop right there. I'm looking for Tiberius Quinctius.
Kick him in the bollocks if I can, I will.
Quinctius. Do you know where he is? I'm not sure I believe that, so allow me to...
Yeah.
So, is that understood?
Got it.
Thank you. Now tell me, who are you people, and what is this place?
I'll try this one.
Oh, how very welcoming of you. You want me to let my guard down, is that it? You're not going to get your claws into me. I was told Quinctius was a cultist, but I never thought he'd be foolish enough to lead...
Sure.
You say that, but if you're not a cult, then why go to such great lengths to keep this place a secret?
Sure.
So you admit you're not allowed to leave?
Okay. Now go with this.
Threatening me is not going to help you. But in any case, that sounds an awful lot like a cult. And I saw the inscription say...
Sure.
You've clearly been indoctrinated into this. Now tell me, where did you? You lot are practicing.
You're distorting what I said.
Yes, because I'm the real villain here.
No,
It's all
you are a
clear to me
villain.
now. The secret sanctuary, the indoctrination, the mantra. What baffles me is how a person can believe in something with such zeal. They just can't see what they've become. However, you still have a chance to redeem yourself by telling me. Very well. Here's what I know. He's a fort. The Emperor says. Who are you to challenge what the Emperor says?
I mean, I'll still use that.
This
but...
is your.
I have no idea who it is.
Do you have any last words? Well, I'd say that's rather convenient, since I was planning to kill you all anyway.
Yep.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
See if I can go this way. Oh, ow! Oof! Ouch! Please stop. We're back through the Stargate. Looper. Okay. Do I have to go through all of that beginning part again? No, I don't. Do I?
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and why you look like you've just taken on a gladiator and lost?
Keronzi, we've had this conversation before.
I don't think so. I've never seen you before in my life.
Hey, Galerius, you're about to offer me to take me to see Sentius, so you can tell me about the Golden Rule. This is the brilliance of this game now. I like that.
Oh, Bacchus, how much did I drink last night? Sorry to have bothered you.
No problem, I have to go.
Oh, and since you seem to be in a hurry, you should try out this device I made. Worked real hard on it.
Oh! Fantastic! A zipline is great.
Just attach the pulley to the rope over the lake and hang on to the handles. If it works, it'll be faster than walking. And if it doesn't work, worst thing that can happen is you'll take a swim in the lake. I haven't quite summoned the courage to test it myself. But don't worry, it's completely safe.
Probably? Yeah, okay.
Alright, see you around.
Oh my god, okay. I mean, I'll do it. No fear! Whoa! Alright. We indeed. Yeah, we can hear you. We've already established this.
Fear is proof of a degenerate mind. What is it, citizen?
Seems to be the
He's one
master.
of the better commanders I've ever had. That's for sure. Good stoic. lives by Seneca's words. Treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Can't ask for much more than that.
That good to live by.
I'm a legionary of the 1st Italica, but there's not a lot of fighting down here. So the magistrate has assigned me other duties. I act as the magistrate's right-hand man, keeping an eye on his daughter, I should say, and the others, and making sure they're all behaving. I also keep a register of new arrivals. I'm from
How'd you end up
Liguria,
here?
up north originally. I was doing alright for myself. 12 years into my service. Had a nice girl lined up for when it was all over. Not anymore. She's probably figured I'm long gone and moved on by now. I try not to think about it.
I'm sorry,
My command
mate.
sent me to deliver a message to Rome. While I was there, I thought I'd do something nice for my girl and pick up a little pendant from a silversmith. That's when the crowd started flooding through the streets, shouting fire. People were screaming, trampling each other. Then some Genetricum fugitive tried to take advantage of the chaos and pinch my pendant. I remember chasing him through the crowds, down towards the river. And then, nothing. Blacked out and woke up near here. No idea how I ended up floating so far downriver. But I'm fortunate to be alive, I suppose.
But Jake, yes, I am hoping I could potentially save her again because we've gone back to the beginning of the time loop.
Ah, don't be. As Seneca the Younger said, difficulty strengthens the mind as labor does the body. That said, Centilla's disappearance has been more difficult than I'd care to admit. I went around asking the same questions when I first arrived. Never did find a way out. But I learned how to accept my situation. To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and burden. That's from Seneca the Younger, if you're interested. I don't see why not. Just make sure I get it back by tomorrow.
Ooh, okay, interesting. Register of each person in the city in alphabetical order. Interesting. Oh, okay, real man. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Of course. Well, as I always say, it's kind of like a divine version of the practice of decimation in the Legion. By threatening to execute 1 in 10 men, the idea is to ensure order and discipline among everyone. And it works. If you knew you could be executed because your brother-in-arms is planning a mutiny, well, you'd bloody well watch him like 100-eyed Argus, wouldn't you? Because your only chance of saving yourself is to stop bad things before they happen. Makes us all responsible for keeping each other in check. It's brutal, of course, but effective. The Legion wouldn't be the most formidable force in the world without it. War crime. Isn't that a contradiction in terms? As Cicero said, in times of war the law falls silent. Seems that way. War crimes. Ridiculous.
True.
What's done is done. I was forced to execute my brothers in arms, and those memories will always visit me in my sleep. But life is harsh, and I've come to accept my lot. As with the Golden Rule, I don't have any control over it, so railing against it would be like trying to stop the seasons or the tides. As Seneca the Younger wrote, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient. For he that is so wants nothing. if you like. Not that it's any of your business, but my loyalty is and always will be with Sentius. Unfortunately, I don't think my vote is going to make any difference today. See, Domitius has been going around town, shoring up votes for Malleolus with lies, bribery, and intimidation. The man's a savage, but he's a gladiator, so people fear and respect him more than they should. Sentius knows about it, of course, but he doesn't have the same rat cunning as Malleolus. This place will be different with that sleaze at the helm. But I try not to worry about things I can't change. I appreciate the thought, but you're new here, and I just can't see how you could make an impact in the time between now and the election this afternoon. In any case, if you're interested in the election, go and have a chat with Equitia, the Vestal Priestess. She'll be overseeing proceedings.
Okay. Interesting. Right. Democracy in action? I should probably go back up and at least see if there's anything different. I'm not going to accuse anyone because that's not great.
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name? We have? Wait, if I understand correctly, someone is about to break the Golden Rule, forcing me to create a portal in time to bring you here? I must have entrusted you with figuring out who the culprit is. Only, I assume we failed. You have to start over. Is that about right? If so, what happened?
I couldn't stop it from being broken.
I see. Look, it's unfortunate, but all that matters now is that you make use of what you've learned and gathered, and do better next time. Now, I assume you've sought me out again for a reason.
I'll just get back to it.
I'll be waiting here for news.
So I think at this point now, I'm gonna go and talk to everyone I see at this point.
Whatever are you wearing?
I don't know. I haven't seen a mirror.
Oh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want? I'm Sentia, eldest daughter of the magistrate. But you'd know that if you'd been invited in here and introduced properly. What are you doing in here? And why are you dressed
You barbarian. Indeed.
Really? I'd never have noticed, what with your flawless accent, appropriate attire, and impressive mastery of our customs. Now, remind me, why are we having this conversation?
You know the way of it.
What is it with you people? You heard the rumor that my little sister escaped and figure I must know a way out too. Is that it? Well, that's just a stupid rumor. We have no idea what happened to Scintilla. I wish you mouth breathers would just leave me alone.
Mouth breathers?
I don't know. Can you? Can you tell me how a person could disappear from a city with no exits and no crime? Was she snatched away by the harpies?
When did you last see her?
It was 3 weeks ago. We ate our evening meal together, and I remember she seemed happy. In love. We went into our rooms, I went to sleep, and when I woke up, she was gone. That's it. I think so, yes. But she was very careful about keeping his identity a secret, even from me. Because our father had plans to marry her off, eventually, and even a rumor about her attachment to some mystery man might have ruined those plans.
Fair.
That doesn't surprise me. To him, it was like a prize cow wandering off from its paddock. He's upset, of course, but he says he's too busy with the election to help look for her, so he's letting Horatius do the heavy lifting. Some good that's done. I don't know, but it's been 3 weeks since she disappeared, and he hasn't come forward. That might speak to a guilty conscience.
Possibly.
All I know is, whoever he is, he's still here in the city.
Makes sense.
You really aren't from here, are you? All Roman women are named after their fathers. I think it's their way of branding us, like cattle to be sold at market. His family
True.
name is Sentius, so I'm Sentia because I'm the eldest. And my little sister is formerly Sentia Minor, but she's affectionately known as Sentilla. Why? Because I'm on this couch and not pacing about the villa, wasting energy. I hope you're not insinuating I'm somehow pleased with her disappearance.
Just an
If
observation.
you must know, I'm here because my father has forbidden me from leaving the villa. I couldn't bear to lose you too, he says, as if he loves me, and not because he needs at least one daughter he can trade off. So you'll help me find her?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Oh, thank you. You should probably take a look through her room. It's the one just by the front door. Maybe you'll find something the rest of us missed.
What I can do.
Thanks. I'd appreciate it. You know, some people say it's the creation of an all-seeing God who's watching everything we do. But what kind of an awful, incompetent God would let my sister go missing on his or her watch?
That's a fair question.
Did you hear that? Curse you, you coward! Where is my sister? What do you have to say for yourself? No response. Nothing. That's what I thought.
At least we know that blasphemy doesn't break the golden rule.
I'm telling you, this mysterious god of ours has to be asleep on the job. Either that, or, like people are saying, it really is just a children's fable my father is exploiting to frighten us into behaving.
Yeah, it's definitely real.
Oh, and I suppose I'll just have to take the word of a know-nothing barbarian who just arrived, will I?
Fair.
Of course. What have you discovered?
Oh, yeah, I can
Yes,
again.
please do.
Got the sarcasm there. Alright, so the one by the... Oop, okay, so he does just walk down. Ooh, a note from Sensilia. And decided to escape. Sensilia to Sensius and Sensia. May Clementia give you the strength to forgive me. I'm sorry I just have to leave you this way, but I have found a way to escape and I must take it. Hope we meet again someday.
That's my room. Leave before I call Horatius.
Okay.
Citizen.
On your best behavior, I trust?
Hey, Horatius. How's it feel knowing your man's doomed to lose the election today?
If you're trying to goad me into an argument, it won't work. I'm a stoic, remember?
What have
If
you
the old
discovered?
man couldn't even keep his own daughter safe, How can anyone trust him to keep us safe,
What?
eh?
Really? I swear, I searched her room top to bottom and never saw that. I wonder how I could have
Blame
missed
everyone
it.
but yourself.
Strange, but well done, I suppose. But it's odd. It was only a few months ago that Centilla's friend Yulia let slip she was planning an escape of her own. And yet, Yulia's still here. You should go and speak with her. Find out if she knows anything. She lives in the villa next door.
No, Yulia is dead.
Malleolus isn't receiving visitors at the moment, it being election day. Her name's Domitius. You want to get to Malleolus, you go through me.
He's dressed like a
Why?
gladiator.
Because I am a gladiator, that's why.
Be nowhere near an
You
arena.
want to see me fight? Keep running your mouth, fatuous cunners.
Okay.
I think it's gone on long enough, and Malleolus is going to put an end to it once he's elected. He's going to announce it in his victory speech. Just you wait and see.
Why can't you tell me now?
Because if I tell you, and it gets out, it'll give old man Sentius a chance to interfere in our plans. And we can't have that. Old man Sentius got you already, did he? Well, I'm not talking to people in his faction. Confatuare. Or Sinculio mio.
Alright, well, I've screwed that up then. Probably should have offered to help. Did you just move? You just damn statues. Well, if you ever want wanna help him, you know what you can do. Yeah, get shot by an assassin. I imagine, yeah, like there's, oh my god, there's a lot to this game. Whose house are we even in right now?
Hey, you're not thinking about going into the cistern, are you?
Whoops. Not really, no.
Good. You'd be eaten alive. Little runt like you.
Eaten by what?
Nobody's told you about Hannibal. Ugh. Why do I have to do everything round here? So, there was this guy called Hannibal, right? Funny accent. Used to go down into the cisterns looking for junk he could clean up and sell. One day, a few weeks back, he comes out and tells me the cisterns are haunted. Said he could hear spirits wailing. Of course, nobody believed him, because who trusts a Carthaginian, right? Anyway, a few days later, he goes back in. And hours go by, and he hasn't come back out, yeah? So I go down after him, and it's dark. But in the distance, I can just make out his body, sprawled out on the ground. And hunched over him was something that made my blood run cold. No word of a lie. I saw a creature. Like the corpse of a man who'd been flayed. And it was eating Hannibal. If it was a man, maybe. But I swear on my life this was no man. More like a Strix. Or some Versipelus that feeds on human flesh? I didn't stick around to see which.
Fair enough.
What any sane person would have done. I legged it out of there and put a sign at the door to warn the others. Without a weapon? Well, it's your funeral.
Alright, so I can... Okay, cool. There was nothing else in here. I know there was an upstairs, wasn't there? Octavia. I have a feeling that whatever god is here is probably also, or like causing the problem, is probably also causing, is trapped here themselves. Sculpture of Minerva, the Roman goddess of strategy. Ooh, there's a zip line from there, interesting. Let's see if there's anything up here we can do.
Keep an eye out for
Great
Scintilla,
temple
would you?
majestic? A new face, Ave, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia. To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit? Oh my. I take it people are quite direct where you're from. I suppose it's quite charming in its own way. Usually, however, you wouldn't simply march up to a Vestal priestess and without due formality or courtesy ask, "What is your story?"
Sorry, what should I have done?
The proper approach would be to arrange an introduction through a mutual acquaintance in high office, by which time you would already know how to address me. And then you would find a way to satisfy your curiosity rather more indirectly. But to be honest, I've often thought what an unnecessarily formal way to communicate that is. So,
It's very
let's
proper.
do it your way. You just keep being yourself and ask whatever you like. It'll be a refreshing change.
Indeed.
You know, I'm not entirely sure. But what about you? How did you end up here?
Yeah, a young woman named Karen dragged me out of the river unconscious and sent me in here.
Karen, you say? And nothing about that name seemed odd to you?
It carries negative connotations where I'm from.
Why is that?
Because of memes.
The memes? What are the memes?
What are the memes? The meme is a small image where you share with other people. It's a bit like that. They've become a bit like their own language.
So, a bit like Egyptian hieroglyphs then?
Something like that, yes.
So your people make hieroglyphics depicting this accursed character, the one they call Karen. I wonder if... No.
What were you gonna say?
I apologize. I don't mean to be cryptic. It's just that you've got me thinking. Have you spoken with any of the others about how they arrived here too? I really think you should. Go around and ask them what they remember and see if you notice any patterns.
I'll do that.
Good. Thank you. But please be careful. I just don't want to see what happened to Livia happen to you too.
What happened to Livia?
Up until a few weeks ago, she was a perfectly productive member of our little community, darning clothes and cutting hair. She was always so chatty, always seeking out newcomers and asking them where they were from and how they wound up here. And then, about a month ago, she suddenly changed. She withdrew, stopped working and became despondent, started muttering to herself. Galerius and I visited her to see how we could help, but she just looked at us with this haunted stare, called us bloodless shadows, and told us we were ignorant of some pattern. Look, it could be unrelated. Perhaps she simply fell ill. Or, as Galerius suggested, the weight of the golden rule...
No, she knows
was too
something.
much for her. But there is a small chance that she learned something, saw a pattern nobody else saw, and that it broke her. I just don't want to see that happen to you. So be careful, will you?
I'll be careful.
Now, go and follow the thread of truth through this labyrinth, and come back to me if you discover any patterns.
See what I can do.
I don't, I'm afraid. It seems to me we're exiled here until the gods judge us, one way or another.
That's fair.
I'm quite sure it's the work of the gods, which is strange because they've never been particularly concerned with our misdeeds, as long as we've kept the peace of the gods. We ask for blessings, for good health, bountiful harvest, military victory, and in return, we offer praise, wine, incense, or animals. But here, it seems they require much more of us. I find myself reminded of an especially pertinent tale from our great poet Ovid in his epic Metamorphoses. Would you like to hear it? It is rather long.
Very quickly, everyone, how's the volume for the game? Can you hear the... I assume you actually can't really hear the background music, but can you hear the voices at the very least? If not, I'll turn it up. I probably should have asked that, like, 2 hours ago, rather than now. We have time.
Wonderful. It goes like this. Borsis and Philemon were an old married couple living a humble life in a small town. One night, the town gets a visit from a couple of vagrants. They go from door to door, asking for a place to stay the night. Of course, being vagrants, they're turned away sharply from house after house, 1,000 in all, until finally they come to the little cottage where Borsis and Philemon lived. Now, the kind old couple had very little to offer, but nevertheless, they invite these strangers into their house and offer them food, wine, and a place to stay. Immediately, the guests make themselves at home. They begin gulping down the old couple's wine, so much so that Borsis, the old lady, begins to worry they're going to run out. And then she notices something strange. Her wine pitcher keeps refilling itself, as if by magic. Realizing only a select few possess such powers, says to her husband, Philemon, "I think these men are gods in disguise." Immediately, the couple begins apologizing for offering such coarse wine, and the vagrants metamorphosize and reveal themselves to be Jupiter, the king of the gods, and Mercury, the trickster god. They confide they didn't mind the meager offerings. They were just pleased that someone in the town offered them hospitality. Then Jupiter says to them, "You have passed our test, but everyone else in this city failed, so we are going to destroy this place and everyone in it, except you, who we will grant a wish." So old Borsis and Philemon escape up into the mountains safely, and they receive their wish, which is for eternity together. Meanwhile, Jupiter carries through with his threat and wipes that city off the map. Some say the moral of that story is that we must all honor the sacred rituals of guest friendship, the reciprocal obligations owed between hosts and guests. But I like to think it's that we should always show compassion for those less fortunate than ourselves.
Or perhaps it's the gods might kill you at any moment for failing their test, and they don't even have to tell you what the rules are. I mean, to be honest, yeah.
I'm pleased to hear it.
This is as the election.
It must be completed by dusk, just the same as any other official business. It'll be between Sentius, the incumbent, and Malleolus, the challenger. Why do you ask? All of the male citizens who are willing and able to attend, Unless they're running, of course. Well, you're not a citizen yet, so
Fair.
no, I'm afraid not. But if it's any consolation, there are other ways to influence the outcome of an election.
Such as?
Using whatever gifts the gods gave you. Nothing untoward, of course. I'm responsible for announcing it and making sure the procedures are followed. You can, assuming they're eligible and willing to accept the nomination.
Interesting. We're not going to start it now.
Certainly.
Be going now.
Come back to me once you've acquainted yourself with the rest of our neighbors.
That's actually annoying that I can't talk to... Did he tell me how he got here? Oh, okay. So this allows me to also... I'm imprisoned in a warehouse. Died in cistern. Disappeared. Not to be trusted. Locked herself in the palace. Agitated, restricted to her filler for safety. Missing. Interesting, okay. Oh, she's alive still. Cool.
Help! You have to do something! A man arrived in the baths. A real nasty sort, with his face all covered up. And he's got a weapon. You have to do something, or he's gonna break the golden rule.
What I can do?
Thank you. He's still in there, somewhere. I have to hide. Find me in this empty shrine when it's over.
Did I not go in there?
What? Why?
Trust me.
All right, fine. Come and find me in my bakery instead. Please be careful.
Trickster, what's that? Oh, we saved her life. The shrine may collapse at any moment. We saved it. I'm gonna walk in there and I'm gonna get crushed. You did what I did. Right, so I'm not gonna go up there because I can't deal with him right now. So yeah, okay, so Dulia's saying he didn't do it. Hello.
I saw you use the device I made, and it worked! Anyway, I'm sorry to ask, but is there any chance you'd be willing to do me a favor?
What you need?
Well, I've been trying to get this rare flower from the rock spire in the middle of the lake. It's too steep to climb, so I hung a rope over the lake and made this pulley device, only I couldn't quite summon the nerve to use it. Do you think...
I read the sign and was like, but surely not for me. Well, no, I knew it was gonna collapse. I'm just like, I want to see if I get an achievement for it. Why'd you need it?
I don't really feel comfortable talking about it.
You have a little crush on someone.
Look, I'll tell you everything if you get it for me. All right?
Sure, why not?
Oh, thank you. It would help me a lot. There's no rush, just whenever you get a chance.
See what I can do. What's your story?
Well, it's a long one and kind of sad, but I don't mind telling it. I'm a farmer. Always have been.
We have
Grew up in
time.
a small village in Britannia, Camulodunum, with my
Oh,
parents,
he's from Britain.
2 little sisters. Lovely part of the world. One day,
We're from
I
there.
was about 20,
Kind of.
my father and I were in the top paddock, loading our cart, when some Roman legionaries came along, demanding produce for their men. My father told me to run into the house for his axe, and so I did. Sprinted so fast I almost threw up, but by the time I got back, he was bleeding out on the ground, and our cart was empty. That was my first encounter with the legions. My mother died of a broken heart soon after, and things went downhill from there. I took over the farmstead, but I was young, and it was a struggle. More raiding started before too long. We'd come outside in the morning to find animals missing, our stores pillaged. These legion thugs just took whatever they wanted. One night, when my sisters and I had nothing left to steal, there was a knock at the door. I knew who they were, and what they wanted. I got my father's old axe, pulled the door open real quick, and before that soldier knew it, split his face right down the middle. But there were more of them. I never saw how many, because the next thing I knew, I was waking up with a mouth full of dirt and lungs full of smoke. My home was reduced to ash. My sisters, dead. And they left me alive to see what they'd done. Still burns whenever I think about it.
Jeez. This man's naughty. Don't ruin it, man. I prefer no spoilers, my friend.
Yeah, well, I wasn't the only one this happened to. It wasn't long before Boudica led thousands of Britons in a rebellion against the Romans. Unfortunately, there were just too many of them. And those of us who survived, they enslaved.
No, I mean,
Then I found myself being
naughty
transported
because he
all the way
asked
to
me.
Rome, to be sold to the highest bidder. I spent a few
Axe the
years
man to the
working for my
face.
new master, learning the Romans' ways.
That's just mean.
Roman
I
was my
mean,
name and everything. Tried to escape a couple of times, but they always found me, and I'd just end up right back where I was. I'd probably still be there too, if it wasn't for the stampedes breaking out. You see, about 7 months ago, an enormous fire broke out in Rome. Everybody was running down toward the river, screaming and shouting. Never seen anything like it. Human beings acting like cattle. I got swept up with them somehow, and the rest is a blur. The next thing I knew, some stranger was dragging me out of a river. Stumbled across this place and started my life over again. That's what I thought too, for a while. But it seems the gods aren't done tormenting me yet. See, I finally had my own farm again, safe from the grasping hands of the Romans. Or so I thought. Until Sentius the Decurion demanded I hand over all my produce. It's for the good of us all, he says. Only he takes the best bits for himself, of course. He even told me if I refuse his demands, I'll break the golden rule. I'm not sure I believe him, but then, what if he's right? So, it turns out our dear old magistrate is no better than the legion thugs who took everything from me. I'm right back where I began. But don't you worry, Nemesis is waiting, and he'll get his, one day. He'll get his. Forget I said that last part, will you? I get carried away sometimes.
Sure.
Thanks, friend. I knew I liked you.
Anyway, because you're British.
That's enough of me rambling. Was there something else you wanted to talk about? Well, as much as I'd love to get out of here, the harvest's always more fruitful in another man's field, isn't it? But Scintilla, Sentius's daughter, went missing a few weeks back. Could be she found a way out. If anyone knows for sure, it'll be her sister, Sentia. But she'd never tell the likes of me. Oh, I don't give it much thought these days. I mean, everybody here's got their own view about what we need to do to survive. But I say, let's spend less time arguing about what it means to be good and just get on with it, you know? I can't see how I could vote for either candidate. I don't like Sentius much, but Malleolus is almost as bad. Even I could do a better job. Me, a farmer. And I've never given a speech or put on a toga in my life. All right, see you around.
Hello? Hello?
Hello!
My name's Dooley. I live here now because I got in trouble and they said they had to lock me up.
What did you do?
I don't know. I don't remember things so good. I think it's just because I was looking for treasure. Yes, but I wasn't. I was just looking. They said I did it more than once, but I can't remember things so good. Then they called me mean names. They called me a liar, Billy.
Liability.
Yes. They said I have to live here now, and gave me this letter. But I'm not good with words. Do you think you could read it for me?
Okay, so it is a letter from Sentius to Dooley. Prevents him from trespassing. Okay. Magistrate Sentius to Dulicius. I am writing to you in relation to your incorrigible antisocial behaviour arising from your accession with an alleged lost treasure. While I'm sympathetic to your plight and the passing of your guardian Hannibal some weeks ago, I wish to impress upon you an important message. The treasure you seek does not exist. Given your memory limitations, it seems likely that you simply misremembered. More importantly, since you have on several occasions been caught trespassing, including around the cistern, which are strictly off limits to all citizens, I have reluctantly come to the conclusion that you are a liability to this community and must have your freedom limited, lest you break the golden rule. It is my hopes that this letter will assist you to remember why you are incarcerated, should you experience further lapse in memory.
What does it say?
It says they caught you trespassing several times and they locked you up to stop you from breaking the golden rule.
My treasure.
The treasure?
My friend Hannibal used to look after me. He said he always would. But then, he died. It was very sad. He said, if anything ever happened to him, I had to find something very precious hidden away. He gave me this key and made me promise to keep it safe until I found the treasure. But I couldn't find it. All I remember is he said something about the cisterns, but when I went up to the high one, they put me in here. Now nobody looks after me, except my friend Galerius and Ek, the priestess lady. She's a nice lady.
Don't you just love springtime?
Give me the key, I can try and find out what it unlocks.
Hannibal said I shouldn't give it to anyone I didn't trust. But maybe you could help me get out of here. Then I would trust you a lot. already tried that. He said the magistrate wouldn't listen, no matter what. What about the rules? I don't want everyone to get in trouble because I was bad. Like Galerius. He's nice. I like Galerius. He made me a doll and everything. If you help make him magistrate, he can get me out of here, and I can give you the key to my treasure. Hannibal said it was in the cisterns. I can't remember what it was, just that it was way up high and very precious.
I'll see what I can do.
You're going to let me out of here? Really? Please.
Oh.
Here. It makes me very sad. Valerius already tried that. Like, if you help Hannibal... Gold? You mean... treasure?
Let's talk about your
My
treasure.
friend Hannibal used to look after me.
Oh,
He said he gave me this. All I remember now, nobody.
Fair enough.
Bye bye.
Or Dooley.
Hello. Have we met before? Bye bye.
Oh, and Galerius is gone. Jesus. Okay. Look, I hear your heads turning. Partially eaten loaf of bread. It's still fresh. Whoever owns it probably hasn't finished with it. Oh, let's leave it. Interesting. A wooden carving with a symbol of a fish carved onto it. Looks like it might be religious in nature. Well, yeah, that's the sign for of Christianity, right? They would carve that for places that they would meet. I remember my educations. Oh. You're watching to see if I steal. Interesting. Would you stop watching me? It's creepy AF. Just that shearing sound as their heads turn, it's creepy. Interesting. So that's the flower that he wants. Obviously, this is his garden. There's a goose. Untitled Goose Game? Crossover? Wade against the currents. Maybe water then. Let's see if we can get back to the top and get the flower for him. I have to wonder if there's a time limit. Like, is there like a passage of time in the game? Oof. Okay. Alright.
Don't you just love springtime?
I found you again. Hello.
Ah, it's you again. Hope you're settling in, friend. Now, what's on your mind?
Ever thought about running for magistrate yourself?
I've bounced the idea around once or twice, mainly as a way of getting Dooley set free. God knows Sentius is never going to do it. But from what I hear, Malleolus has the election stitched up. Nobody's going to take him on and win. And maybe that's not such a bad thing. I mean, he talks a lot about freedom, so I'm hoping if he's elected, he'll release Dooley from his cell. And that's good enough for me.
Why is he in the cell?
Sentius put him there. Poor Dooley was just wandering around looking for some imaginary treasure. Now a magistrate accused him of being a thief. It's nonsense, of course. Dooley's the most harmless man you'll ever meet. But Sentius really has it in for him, for some reason. Gladly. I've bounced the idea around, but... I suppose you're right.
Maybe we can ask other people if they'd vote for Galarius then. Some people might, you never know. So I think we've probably got to jump, like, we've got to let go, like, instantly. Or is there another zip line that crosses it? I don't think so. He watches through their eyes. So the god that's causing this is a male god. If these whispers in my ears are to be believed. Okay. Didn't even have enough time to do that then. Getting this timing is going to be interesting. Okay. I'll get it though. I'm nothing if determined. Moving too fast. Okay. Oh, close. Yeesh. Alright. I'm gonna get this. Hell or high water, I will get this. Oof, okay. No! I thought I made it there. Okay, so B is jump. Alright, I need to remember that. Whoa, close. You will not beat me, game. Oh! I'm sure I clipped that with my feet. Let's see us run through the city. What? One of the rental.
Fortune smile on you, brother.
I'm gonna translate. Don't steal anything. Don't hurt anyone. Don't. Whoever wrote this didn't get a chance to finish it, evidently. Okay. Still doing it too late. I think it's like after 1 second I need to let go. We'll see. Oh, okay, that was bitching. Just bounce off of it, okay. Thanks, game. 1.5 seconds, maybe?
Don't you just love springtime?
Hello, you're new.
Name's Rufius. Better watch your step. Can't talk long, but to stay sharp, but family's from Seleucia on Tigris, Babylon province. But I've been roaming a long time now. Even joined the legions. The 6th. The one they call Ironclads.
Where'd you end up here?
Same as everyone else.
Okay, that's helpful.
Because because we're all in grave danger. Is it not obvious? Magistrate made me toss it in the chasm. Stupid. Going to have to improvise now.
What do you mean?
If you were dealing with what I am, you wouldn't be either. Nobody is supposed to know about that. Did Lucretia tell you?
Figured it out on my own.
Look, I haven't been at my best lately. All my joints ache constantly, and the pain. It has a way of messing with your head. I get stirred up by things that shouldn't bother me, and then there's the statues, and my doubts about my faith. And I just want to scream. You want to help me? Do what Lucretia hasn't been able to do. And find me something to make the pain go away. Until then,
Fortune
get out
smile
of my face.
On you, brother. just Gracious walking up behind him. Like, hey, I'm in the middle of a conversation here. Greetings, brother. Is it me or is it getting darker? I don't know. What's this? There has to be something here, right? Golden butterflies? No. Try again. Well, at least we found another citizen. We still need to find a way into the temple. I need to find the temple. Oh, no, you bastard. So close. Keep bouncing off of it. Not helpful. Game, really, please, come on. Throw me a bone here. No, I'm good for it. Can I? Oh, okay, awesome. Oh, don't tell me I have to... Oh, game! Oh, no, oh, no, hello. What was that? I have a feeling I actually have to land on... I have to, like, nail the landing. You get a perfect 10. Those judges better be watching as I do my triple dismount. I bet I could be watching. Who am I kidding? That was too late. one more attempt, and then I will forget about that, and we'll come back to that like next stream or something, and I'll just go and do. We'll go and explore more, find more people to talk to.
Smile on you, brother.
Alright, that was far too late. Whatever. That was the last one. I said I was only going to do one more. Alright, let's go and find other people to talk to. See. So I'm thinking anywhere there's a golden statue, you can't perform any kind of crime because they will witness it. That rope go? I think that rope just is a quick way down, right? Yeah, it doesn't go over the pond. Oh, and that's a quick way from the top of there. Okay, so coming up, we've got an issue. We've got an event coming up. This could be the temple where the priestess locked herself in, or whatever, the physician. Which was kind of where I was looking at going.
Salve, friend. I'm Octavia. Welcome to life under the Golden Rule. It's a ghastly thing, is it not? How are you faring so far? Ah, another stoic, perhaps. We all need something to help us through times like these. We've all been where you are now. I remember when I first arrived. I used to lay awake at night contemplating the big questions. Why am I here? Is there a way out? What is the Golden Rule, and who or what is responsible for it?
Looks busy. I should try talking to her again later. Okay.
Ulpius, no!
Oh. Uh-oh.
I hope you're coping. Here, in this place, the magistrate has me earning my keep by cleaning and pruning the gardens. It's not quite how I expected my life to go. I used to live in a lovely villa on the banks of the Tiber. I was even betrothed to a handsome young man from a prominent family. But long hours of menial labor for the good of the community has its own charms too, I suppose. Oh, much the same way as many of the others. When the fires came to Rome 7 months ago, my family and I fled for the Tiber, hoping to escape on a barge. We were among the fortunate ones with enough coins for passage, but unfortunately, There were a lot of desperate people, and they boarded before we could depart. A scuffle broke out, and I was pushed overboard. The last thing I remember was the water, rising up to hit my cheekbone. I woke up by the river, near that shrine, and stumbled across this place.
People mentioned a coin. Mentioned memory lapse.
Oh, that's all right. I'm sure it's all part of God's plan for me.
God, don't you mean gods?
Oh yes, of course. A slip of the tongue.
Sure.
If you like. I'm afraid not. Although, I did once hear someone gossiping down at Aurelia's tavern about a possible way out. I don't put a lot of stock in such rumors, but if you're desperate and wealthy, you could look into it, I suppose. If that doesn't work, then I suppose we're all stuck here until the gods decide our fate. I hope it works out. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. I think about those words a lot. I'd like to think that if we all love our neighbours as ourselves and do to them as we'd have them do to us, then we'll all be fine. But on the other hand, I was always taught the intent of man's heart is evil from his youth, and that all of us are born with a tendency towards sin. And that's where I get stuck. Is it true? Are we born with a tendency towards sin?
I mean, that's a good philosophical question. It's like, that wouldn't be... Neither of these two would actually be my answers. Because it's not that we're fundamentally good, and it's not that we're all born with a tendency towards sin. My belief is one that... And I held it long before I'd seen this, but I went to go and see the play, or the musical Wicked, and in there it touched on the idea, and you see it throughout society in various different stories, in that a lot of the times what makes us good or evil is the upbringings and society that we're in, and it's very much down to the experiences we have throughout our lives that shape the kind of persons that we are. Yes, there are obviously other extenuating factors that can force people down certain paths, though for the most part it's very rare that it goes into a good direction, so I'm thinking it's going to seem that way.
If that's true, then sooner or later, things are going to end badly for all of us down here. Unless, of course, there's some kind
excuse
of
me.
divine intervention.
No, there's going to be some intervention, right?
I wish I shared your faith.
So you're a Christian?
Please keep that to yourself. I know you're not from around here, but things are very difficult for us right now. There was a terrible fire in Rome last year, and our emperor decided to make us his scapegoats. There were executions. It was horrible. Thank you. You have no idea how much I appreciate that. Oh, so soon? Well, be gentle on yourself. We're all dealing with a tragic loss today.
I don't even know who threw themselves over the edge. Somebody removed a plaque from here. You need to decipher the meaning of the obelisk. That's it. It's not hieroglyphics, is it? She's literally just ran. Okay, is there a way? Yeah, I'm trying to find a way in here. I was literally about to go and talk to that chap as well, and he's just like, nope, yeet. let's see if there's anything back here. Doesn't really look like it. Alright, let's continue exploring this way. Oh, hello, sir. Under creative way into the upper cistern. Alright, look, now you're just confusing me. Yeah, okay, you're watching me. So yeah, there are certain chests that you, from looks of things, there are certain chests you can steal from, and ones that obviously you can't. Interesting. Oh! There's something clearly happening on the other side of this door. Hello, sir. Yeah, I'm just reading this note. I'm locking myself in. Don't try to follow me. Nothing good will come of it. Alright, so that's the one that's where it's... Okay. So this is the temple that she's locked herself in. So there must be another way inside. Hello. Fresh water, but where could the water be coming from? It's coming from up there. Theophilus had an orgy with 4 girls here and disappointed all of them equally. Oh, someone's throwing shade. Alright. And we're in the marketplace. So there were a couple of people in the marketplace we hadn't spoken to. Yeah. Calm down, people. Calm. Let me check in here.
What are you doing in here? Can't you see this woman is dying? She's been poisoned. She needs the resin of a plant called Silphium, but that Culus cubulatus Decius won't give it to me. It's too late. She just slipped away. She was poisoned. She came in here frothing at the mouth. Normally, I'd treat her with resin of silphium, a rare plant which is perfect for this sort of thing. And I knew Decius had some at his market stall, right around the corner. So I ran over there, but he just looks at me with this evil smile and says, "That'll be 1,000 denarii." There was no way I could afford that, and he knew it. Then that toad shrugs and says, "Supply and demand. I guess you don't value your friend's life that highly." Anywhere else, I'd just pay a thug to steal it from his stall. But there's no way I can do that down here with the golden rule. So all I could do is come back here and just watch her die. I kept on apologizing. And now I'll never know who poisoned her, or how they managed to do it without breaking the golden rule, or why she cursed that snake's cruel black eyes with her dying breath. Well, unless you have the power to bring someone back from the dead, there's get me. I don't care.
See what I can do.
Well, come back if you get sick or injured.
Shh, I'm hiding.
Yeah, you are. Where on earth is everyone?
Isn't the great temple majestic? Ave again. Did you find what you need? Come back to me once you've acquainted yourself with the rest of our neighbors.
There are a couple of people that we haven't spoken to, I think. Croak, croak. See if there's anywhere else I can get into this place from. I mean, there's always the lower cisterns, right? So I have a feeling if I go in there, I'll get attacked. And because I don't have the bow from the assassin, I can't do much about it. Or I'm not the soldier, so I didn't take the gun. So it's down there. Wait a minute, what? That's the fountain itself is wanting me to inspect, okay. Yes, hello. Okay. Let's see what's going on.
Kill me. It hurts.
Okay, so yeah, you're just gonna cause me a problem. Okay, looks like I'm stuck in here at the moment. Where are you? Alright, so I think I need to come back and kill whatever this is. Oh, hello. So just be on the lookout for our friend. Wherever the hell he is. There he is. Oh, excuse me. Book off. Balloon pendants, Latin, factory retreats, Zen, DF, Def. I wonder if he'll follow me out. Interesting. Okay. There is an arrow, tame a bow. Figuring out how to get into the upper cistern, gets the key to the upper cistern by releasing from prison. Find a creative way into the upper cistern. Okay, vanishing acts. Wait, no, I want to override that. You'll get angry if I even try and
So
go
you
up there.
survived the system. Probably just a stroke of fortuna. Don't get cocky.
Are you gonna actually talk to me now?
Os in Coolio mio.
Nope.
Citizen? Ah, you've returned. Do you have any news about your investigation? Sextus Sentius Imperiosus is my name, though magistrate is the proper way to address me. Before I wound up here, I was a decurion in the cavalry of Imperial Rome, helping protect civilization from the barbarians. It's a cavalry officer. I had 30 men under my command. This was my uniform.
What's he wearing it?
As magistrate, I usually wear a toga, but today I may need to survive long enough to create the portal for you, so it seemed prudent.
No, that's fair.
My men and I were at the Emporium in Rome as honor guard for a visiting dignitary arriving upriver by barge. Now the port is usually bustling, but just as our guests arrived, waves of people began running toward the river from streets and alleyways in every direction. They were trying to escape a terrible fire. Unfortunately, the crowd sent my horse into a panic, and I remember it losing its footing by the water's edge. The next thing I knew, I was waking up on a riverbank not far from here in the company of some stranger. I went looking for my horse and discovered that lonely temple. You can probably figure out the rest.
Mentioned a stranger.
I was elected 7 months ago, uncontested because of my command experience. Since then, there's been growing agitation for another election. They're supposed to be annual, but I agreed to hold it sooner, hoping it would placate my constituents. Unfortunately, it just seems to have emboldened certain elements instead. Very well. If I did, I'd have led these people out of here already. I've had plenty of time to think about it. Let me see if I can sum up my thoughts.
Please do.
I've always considered my guiding star to be the well-being of the Roman people. Our survival and prosperity have always hinged upon honoring the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. Give the gods what they want and we all prosper. Dishonor them and we all die. It's as simple as that. The real enemy in this place is not the golden rule, but human failings. The temptation to slide into degeneracy, greed, and hubris. I trust that answers your question.
He has thought on it.
You mean Duilius? Releasing him is out of the question, I'm afraid. That man is a liability we simply cannot afford. Perhaps you're not aware he was caught multiple times, sneaking around in places he should not have been. Look, I can see where you're going with this. You think me cruel. I assure you, that is not the case. You may not be aware of this, but it was not so long ago, during the Republic, the law of the 12 Tables would have required that he be killed as soon as he was born, owing to his deformities. Here, we see to it that he has food, water, and shelter, and, most importantly, he is able to continue living. A privilege that would be taken away from all of us, were he to be released and commit the crime of trespass. The man has no self-discipline, poor comprehension of what is going on around him, and is an incorrigible rule breaker.
Oh, time does pass. Oops, all of my time sitting around trying to get that flower has caused a problem. Whoops. Okay, so yeah, interesting. You know, something's about to go wrong. Alright, there's something here. Let me read this. The Myth of the Golden Rule by the Young. Okay, I'll come back and I can take it. Okay, so I can read that at my own leisure once this fails.
Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate. The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and Marcus Malleolus Gurges. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius.
Malleolus.
Decius.
Malleolus.
Galerius.
I abstain. I'm just here to observe.
Virgil.
Malleolus.
Rufius.
Malleolus.
And finally, Domitius.
Malleolus. Who else?
Citizens, you have made your decision. Your new magistrate is Marcus Malleolus Gurges.
Hail, Magistrate Malleolus. I said, hail, Magistrate Malleolus. That's more like it.
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. Under my leadership, you will finally enjoy the freedom you deserve. No more shall you walk on eggshells, fearing simply to live and breathe, because the tyrant Sentius told you it was forbidden. For my first act as magistrate, I hereby announce a day of celebration to mark the end of an era. The myth of the Golden Rule is no more.
The Golden Rule is real, you idiot.
For his attempt to deceive us all, Sentius is hereby found guilty of treason against the Empire.
What? I have committed no crimes. This is madness.
His sentence: to fight for his life in gladiatorial combat against Domitius. Here and now for your entertainment.
You have no idea what you're doing. You're going to get us all killed.
Wait, I exercise my right as a Vestal priestess to pardon him. I will not allow you to do this.
You're showing your true colors now, priestess. Your corruption sickens me. Domitius, ignore her. Proceed.
This is insanity. You'll doom us all.
Lies. It is time the Golden Rule was exposed for what it is. A children's fable, exploited by a treacherous leader to instill fear in all of us.
This is why he's in his gladiator gear. They've been planning this all along.
Shut up, all of you. The magistrate has spoken. I'm going to enjoy killing you, old man.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Foolish people. Sorry, Sentius. Well, that sham election went as expected. Alright, we're back at the start of the day. Alright, so I think what I need to do is I need to get to certain people sooner so I can, because obviously the whole first playthrough they were saying, the first run through we had that Yulia died because we took so long. We were doing the whole intro into the things in. He's like, oh, I heard screaming, go check it. We got there and we just saw that she literally was only just dying. Obviously it was later in the day because we were titting around trying to find that try to get that flower. We'll try a couple of times to begin with tomorrow when we start up again. But I want to go up to the top where the guy decided to jump, see if I can't save him. Yeah, see if we can get our boy Gladius, Gallius, the guy at the front, the farmer from the from Britannia. See if we can get him to run for mayor or magistrate. For the moment, though, gonna end it there. Yeah, we did save. That's fine. Don't worry. We got a couple of achievements. Let me just have a look at the list. 40 achievements. Okay, yeah. So there's like 4 endings. Still 2000 after the golden rule is broken. Interesting. Okay. Possibly do that. The ones that got away. Okay, so there's the canon ending. The many shall suffer. Got away. The ones that got away. Okay. Loop through the game 10 times. Okay. Got the creator. The rule sleuth. Find all 3 missing persons. Survive the palace. Law-abiding citizens. Finishing the game without looping through time once. Jesus Christ. That's a speedrun achievement. No, reach the best possible in this one's the rules. Okay, topple 10 peeled statues by kicking others into them. Interesting. Look your way through every possible confrontation. Different graffiti. Pick up. Lie 10 times. Okay. Alright, so there's quite a lot of stuff to do. Interesting. Interesting. I could be here a while with this one. This might actually be one that I try and get everything in, because that was a lot of fun. I enjoy a good detective story. Alright, we can stick around so we reach, and just for just a moment we'll find someone to raid. All of you fantastic people who've been here, all of you are awesome. I want to thank our moderation team tonight. If it wasn't for you guys, well, the stream would not run as smoothly as it does. And thank you very much for watching. If you're watching this post-pod on Twitch or on YouTube, well, why don't you think about hitting that follow or subscribe button in the relevant locations, especially if it is on Twitch. Because if we somehow make it to 750 followers, I'll narrow the scope needed to summon Lord Cthulhu from his eternal slumber. But it will mean that his prize fund will go back down to its original amount. If you're on YouTube, what did you think about hitting that thumbs up or leaving a comment? Doesn't be friendly or constructive. Any kind of comment will do, because doing so will help us get around that dreaded algorithm. If you've done one of those things, once you quickly do the other, it doesn't cost you a thing. But what it does for me is it doubles the exposure this video gets, which will then also make you majestic people. Better yet, when you pop on over while we are live on Twitch, you can have a lurk or interact with us in chat. Either option is good with me, as ultimately it's your viewership that really drives things forward here on this channel. Alright, let me just have a quick... I was about to do it again. Have a quick look at Twitch and see what we have. See where we can go. We can take you beautiful people. I haven't gone to see Game Boy Light recently. Why don't we go on over there and go and see this fantastic gentleman? He is currently playing Donkey Kong Country. It looks like it's a modded version, and permadeath is on. This is going to be interesting. Game Boy Light. So it might be towards the end of the game, which is interesting. Anyway, if you can join us for this raid, that would be utterly awesome of you people. If you can't join us for this raid, I do understand. But those of you that can, if you can just copy Keronzi and the Broken Masquerade has arrived, we bring the things unseen for you all to tangle with, so they know exactly where we have come from. Otherwise, I will see you next time. So please do stay safe.